Hello viewers, welcome to my channel. I'm Hashim Ali Khan. So now I'm continuing the problems on income from salary, computation of income from salary. Already two problems I have completed in the previous video. Now problem number 3. So again, before starting the problem, I expect my viewers to have a printout of the problems which I have provided in the link under the description. So without problems, don't watch the video, it will be a waste of time. So without problems, you can't understand the solution explanation. So keep it ready. Hope you understood my point. And before watching this video, I expect my viewers to have watched all the earlier theory videos, because the problems are completely based on the provisions of Income Tax Act, which I have explained in detail in the previous videos. So if you have not watched the earlier videos, I suggest my viewers to go to the playlist of my channel. Select the subject Income Tax 1 for the assessment year 2021. Select the topic income from salary. Watch the videos, earlier videos, get acquainted, get a good command on all the provisions of income from salary. Then we can start the problem. Now problem number 3 I'm reading out. Mr. Anil is working in Wipro software in Hyderabad as marketing executive. First point, the SSC is a non-government employee. His salary particulars for the previous year relevant to the current assessment year are as under: compute income from salary. Basic pay 22,500. First of all, you have to make the format of computation. Computation of income from salary of Mr. Anil for the assessment year. Salary. Under salary, we'll take the basic. Basic is given in the problem 22,500 into 12, 2,70,000. Next, DA. Dearness allowance 11,000 per annum, per month. First of all, the salary income is divided into 4 elements. The 4 elements are salary, allowances, perquisites, then profit in lieu of salary. The total of these 4 elements is called gross income from salary. So basic will be taken under salary. Next, it is given DA, dearness allowance. It is fully taxable under the head allowances. So allowances DA 11,000 per month into 12. And it enters for superannuation benefit. That means DA is entering for retirement benefit. Then bonus 25,000, commission 80,000. Bonus and commission both will be taken under the head salary. Under the head salary. So under that salary we have taken basic, bonus, commission. So bonus 25,000, commission 80,000. Next comes to employer provides the following perquisites. Now a number of perquisites are given. Rent-free furnished house. Lease rent of unfurnished house is 72,000. First point. Rent-free accommodation, first perquisite we will take. Rent-free furnished accommodation. Right? In working note, I am going to explain you how we got 77,000. So here you have to write down working note. So furnished lease rent of furnished house, unfurnished house 72,000. That means the SSC is a non-government employee and the accommodation is not owned by the employer. So I have given the complete explanation about this rent-free accommodation in perquisites in the last video. In the previous theory videos, I have explained all the perquisites in detail, and particularly this rent-free accommodation I have explained a lot. So watch that video. How to find out the value of rent-free accommodation. 2 types of employees, government employees, non-government. For government employees, rent fixed by the government is the value of the perquisite. For non-government employees, we have to see whether the accommodation is owned or hired. Owned or hired. If it is owned, it depends on the population of the city. If it is hired, then we have to take the least of the following 2 amounts. Actual rent paid by the employer or 15% of salary. Whichever is least is the value of the perquisite. Now, this I am going to explain you here. Rent-free furnished accommodation. Listen carefully here. The SSC is a non-government employee and the accommodation is not owned by the employer. So the value of the perquisite is least of the following 2 amounts. All these provisions I have explained in the earlier theory videos. The list of the following 2. First one, actual rent paid by the employer. It is given in the problem 72,000 rupees rent paid by the employer on this accommodation. Second, 15% of salary. Now, what do you mean by salary? For computing rent-free accommodation, salary means basic plus bonus plus fees plus commission plus all taxable allowances except DA. DA will be included if it enters for retirement benefit, plus any monetary benefit paid by the employer to the employee, plus income tax and profession tax paid or reimbursed by the employer. This is the complete meaning of the term salary. I have explained in detail. See here, the meaning of salary will change from provision to provision. For calculating EA deduction, the meaning of salary is only basic. For calculating HRA exemption, salary means basic plus DA if it enters for retirement benefit plus commission if it is based on fixed percentage on turnover. But for calculating HRA, salary means basic plus bonus plus fees plus commission plus all taxable allowances except DA, and DA will be included if it enters for retirement benefit, plus any monetary benefit given by the employer to the employee, plus income tax or profession tax paid or reimbursed by the employer. That is the meaning. In our problem, 15% of basic. How much is the basic here? 2,70,000 plus bonus. How much bonus? 25,000 plus commission 80,000 plus DA. Because it is given in the problem, DA enters for retirement benefit. That's why I am taking DA also. अगर problem में नहीं देता DA does not enter for retirement benefit, तो DA should not be taken. If it enters for retirement benefit, then only we should take DA. Now take the total of these amounts. 5,07,000. 15% of 5,07,000. So it comes to 76,050. 76,050. Least of these two. 72,000 or 76,050, whichever is minimum. 72,000. The value of rent-free unfurnished accommodation is 72,000. To this we have to add 10% of the cost of furniture provided. So in the problem it is given the cost of furniture provided 50,000 and book value at the beginning of the year furniture was 12,000. We are not concerned with the book value. Income Tax Act says 10% of the cost of furniture should be taken, not on the book value of the furniture. The cost of the furniture was 50,000. So 10% of 50,000, 5,000. 72,000 plus 5,000, 77,000. This 77,000 is the value of rent-free furnished accommodation. Rent-free furnished accommodation. So here I have taken rent-free furnished accommodation 77. So be careful regarding this provision. Normally students will commit the mistake in rent-free accommodation. Many provisions are there. If you are not sure, go to the earlier videos of perquisites. Watch that video, definitely you will get the complete command. Next, after that, school fees of 2 children paid by the employer 20,000. School children of the employee. School children of the employees paid, reimbursed by the employer. It's a monetary obligation of the employee paid by the employer. See, education allowance is different. Whereas here it is not educational allowance. Children education allowance, if it is there, then we would have taken under allowances. It is not children education allowance. It is the school fees of the children paid by the employer. School fees of the children paid by the employer. So it is a monetary obligation of the employee paid by the employer. So it is fully taxable. So here I have written school fees of children paid by the employer. It's an obligation of the employee paid by the employer. So fully taxable 20,000. 20,000 I have taken here. Next one. Credit card expenses reimbursed 15,000. Credit card expenses of the employee reimbursed by the employer. It's a fully taxable perquisite. So here, credit card expense reimbursed by the employer 15,000 is fully taxable perquisite. So I have taken fully taxable 15,000. Next page, it is given employer's contribution to approved superannuation fund 5% of basic pay plus DA. Employer's contribution to approved superannuation fund, it is exempted up to rupees 1,50,000. If the amount contributed is below 1,50,000, it is completely exempted. Over 1,50,000, the excess amount is taxable. So employer's contribution to superannuation fund. So here I have written Employer's contribution to approved superannuation fund is exempted up to 1,50,000. Actual contribution 5% of basic plus DA. It is given in the problem. 5% of basic plus DA. So basic 2,70,000, DA 1,32,000. तो 2,70,000 plus 1,32,000 दोनों को ऐड करके 5% 20,000. 20,000 rupees is the contribution made by the employer, whereas the limit is up to 1,50,000. Up to 1,50,000 exempted. So employer's contribution to approved superannuation fund exempted from tax because the amount contributed is below 1,50,000. So here employer's contribution to approved superannuation fund, put a dash. In working note I have explained. Next one is free meals. Free meals at a cost of rupees 85 per day and snacks at rupees 50 per day for 280 days is provided. Employer has provided free meals to the employee, rupees 85 per day. So Income Tax Act says when free meals are provided by employer to employee within the business premises and during office hours, up to 50 rupees it is exempted. Over 50 rupees it is taxable. Snacks provided by the employer to the employee during business hours and within business premises, fully exempted. Snacks, refreshments are fully exempted, but meals are exempted up to rupees 50. Excess will be taxable. Here meals are provided 85 rupees. So how much excess? 85 minus 50. 35 rupees per day is taxable. So 35 into 280 days. So here I have here. Free meals and snacks. Free snacks provided by the employer during office hours within business premises is a tax-free perquisite. Just now I told. Free meals provided is tax-free up to rupees 50 per meal. The excess is taxable. Hence the taxable amount is 85 minus 50. Here 85 per day is given. 85 minus 50, 35. So 35 into 280 days, 9,800. So 9,800 is the taxable perquisite. So here I have taken free meals and snacks, 9,800. Next one is 2 years back he took a car loan from the company at 5.70 interest, rupees 7,20,000 and repaid 1,20,000. So loan taken 7,20,000. Out of 7,20,000, 1,20,000 already repaid. The outstanding loan amount 6 lakh. And in principal amount, SBI rate of interest is 9.7%. It is a concessional interest. The employee got a loan at a concessional rate of interest. SBI is charging 9.7%, whereas employer is charging 5.7%. So 9.7 minus 5.7, 4% is the concession. Loan at concessional rate of interest. SBI rate of interest 9.7. A rate charged by employee is 5.7. Deduct 4% is the concession in interest rate. So outstanding loan amount is 6 lakh. 6 lakh into 4% is 24,000. So 24,000 rupees is the perquisite value. So here I have taken 24,000. Profit in lieu of salary, nil. So here last item, his payment, profession tax 4,500, 900 rupees due. Income Tax Act says profession tax will be allowed as deduction only on payment basis. If it is due, not allowed. So 900 rupees profession tax due, not allowed as deduction. Now we have taken all basic, bonus, fees, bonus, commission. Employer's contribution to approved superannuation fund, not taxable because it is below 1,50,000. Allowances, DA. Perquisites, rent-free accommodation, just now we have calculated. School fees of children paid by the employer. Credit card expense, free meals and snacks, loan at concessional rate of interest. That's all. Profit in lieu of salary. So gross income from salary 6,52,800. This is the gross income from salary. From this gross income from salary, 3 deductions are allowed. That is standard deduction under section 16(1)(a). Standard deduction under section 16(1)(a). Working note. Again in working note we have to show. So list of the following 2 amounts: gross income from salary or fixed amount of 50,000, whichever is least. So gross income from salary 6,52,800. I have not written there. 6,52,800 or rupees 50,000, whichever is least. So 50,000 is least. So standard deduction 50,000. EA deduction. There is no EA. There is no entertainment allowance. So EA deduction is not there. If there is EA, then only EA deduction. No EA, no EA deduction. Then professional tax paid by the employer 4,500. Paid by the employee, sorry, not employer. Profession tax paid by the SSC 4,500. The total amount is 54,500. Deduct, we'll get income from salary 5,98,300. This is the income from salary. Last note, profession tax due rupees 900 is not allowed as deduction. That's it. So this is the end of problem number 3. Come on, see the fourth problem. I'm reading out the fourth problem. Compute income from salary for the assessment year 2021 of Mr. Mahendra. From the following particulars, he is working in a limited company. So first of all, the SSC is a non-government employee. He is working in a company. The basic salary 2,60,000. See carefully here. Computation of income from salary of Mr. Mahendra for the assessment year 2021. Salary. Basic is 2,60,000 directly given in the problem. Dearness allowance 1,20,000 DA. Considered for all service benefits. That means it enters for retirement benefit. DA is entering for retirement benefit. So while taking DA, we should take always full DA whether it enters or not. So dearness allowance I have taken completely 1,20,000. Next CCA, city compensatory allowance, fully taxable CCA. Next house rent allowance. When house rent allowance is received, we have to see whether he is eligible for exemption under section 1013A or not. So here next point, rent paid in Chennai city 25,000. That means the SSC is paying the rent. So HRA exemption will be allowed under section 1013A. So HRA exemption 55,000 we got. How we got? Here I am going to explain you. The SSC is paying the rent and stays at Chennai. So HRA is exempted under section 1013A to the least of the following 3 amounts. All these provisions I have explained in the theory video in the last allowances. So I suggest again and again to watch those videos, then only you can easily enjoy, you can understand the problems on computation of income from salary. So the HRA exemption will be allowed only when the SSC is paying the rent and he stays at Chennai. Chennai means it's a metropolitan city. So 50% of salary. So 3 is actual HRA received is given in the problem 55,000. Rent paid minus 10% of salary. The rent paid in Chennai is given 25,000. 25,000 rent paid minus 10% of salary. Now what do you mean by salary for HRA computation? For HRA exemption, salary means basic pay. DA will be included if it enters for retirement benefit. Commission if it is based on fixed percentage on turnover. We don't have commission in this problem. Ignore commission. Basic plus DA. If DA enter for retirement benefit, then only we should take. Here in the problem it is given DA entering for retirement benefit. So we should take into account DA also. So how much is basic? 2,60,000. How much is DA? 1,20,000. तो दोनों को ऐड करना 260 plus 120 380 3,80,000. तो 10% of 3,80,000 38,000. So 25,000 minus 38,000, you are getting negative minus 13,000. And last third one, 50% of salary, 50% of 3,80,000, 1,90,000. Now one of the provision given by Income Tax Act is if any one of the 3 amount happens to be negative or 0, no HRA exemption will be allowed. Actual HRA received is fully taxed. This is the provision given by Income Tax Act. If one of the 3 amount happens to be 0 or negative, then no exemption will be given. Actual HRA received is fully taxable. Here one of the 3 amount is negative. So when one of the above 3 amount is negative, no HRA exemption will be allowed. Actual HRA received. How much is actual HRA received? 55,000 is fully taxable. So 55,000 fully taxable. Now after HRA, a big car is provided. When a car is provided by the employer to the employee for personal use, it's a perquisite. So we'll come to perquisite. Motor car provided by employer, working note 28,800. How we got it, I'll explain you. Motor car is a taxable perquisite only for specified employees. Who are the specified employees? First, employee director. Second, employee shareholder holding more than 20% of shares. Third, a person, an employee whose salary income is more than 50,000 per annum. More than 50,000 per annum. So if any one of these three conditions are satisfied, then he will be called a specified employee. And for specified employee, motor car is a taxable perquisite. So here you can see the salary income is 2,60,000. That means more than 50,000. That means he is a specified employee. So motor car is a taxable perquisite. Now motor car, so different provisions are given. We have to find out whether motor car is given for personal and official purpose. Yes, it is given for both. A big motor car provided by employer for the official and personal use, and all expenses are paid by the employer. A big car is provided for both official as well as personal use, and all expenses are paid by the employer. Then the value of the perquisite is 2,400 rupees for big car. If it is a small car, 1,800 rupees. 1,800 for small car and 2,400 for big car. Here it is a big car. So 2,400 per month is the value of the perquisite. So into 12, 28,800. All these provisions I have explained in the theory video of perquisites. So if you have watched that theory video, definitely you know for a big car it is 2,400. So 28,800 is the value of the perquisite, motor car. Similarly, gas, water and electricity bill paid by the employer 9,000. It is 9,000 given in the problem. Gas, water and electricity bill. Again, this will be taxable. This will be taxable for specified employees. For specified employees. The value of the perquisite is the amount paid by the employer. The amount paid by the employer is 9,000. So 9,000 rupees is fully taxable. Next, laptop given by the employer for personal use. Income tax provision is there. When a laptop is given by the employer for personal use, it's a tax-free perquisite. So here, laptop given by the employer for personal use, it's a tax-free perquisite. Nil. Profit in lieu of salary, dash. The total of gross income from salary is 5,22,800. This is the gross income from salary. From gross income from salary, 3 deductions are allowed. That is standard deduction under section 16(1)(a), EA deduction 16(2). It is not there because we don't have EA. When we don't have EA, there will not be any EA deduction under section 16(2). Then profession tax or employment tax under section 16(3). So first, standard deduction under section 16(1)(a), working note. Here in working note I have written. Standard deduction under section 16(1)(a), list of the following 2 amounts. Gross income from salary or fixed to 50,000. Gross income from salary 5,22,800. 5,22,800. Fixed amount is 50,000. Whichever is least. So 50,000 is allowed as deduction. Employment tax is given in the problem 280 rupees. 280 into 12, 3,360. Add up 53,360. Subtract, you will get 4,69,440 income from salary. That's it. So this is the problem number 4. Totally 4 problems I have explained you in detail regarding this computation of income from salary. If you are regularly following, definitely you got a command on this topic of income from salary. So if you are satisfied with my lecture, if you think that this lecture are very much beneficial for you, you can be able to understand the problems. So give a like to the video. Share it in your friend circle. Subscribe my channel if you have not yet subscribed, and lastly, don't forget to give me the feedback, the comments on these videos. We'll continue the next problem in the next video.